Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hidden U.S. Coins, the place where treasures of America's past are revealed, where forgotten history suddenly comes alive in the palm of your hand, and where ordinary pennies transform into fortunes beyond imagination. Today, I am about to take you on a journey that will blow your mind. 3 small copper coins, Lincoln wheat cents, that once jingled in pockets during times of war, struggle, and hope are today considered ultra-rare relics. They are treasures so valuable, so shockingly expensive, that holding even one could feel like carrying a piece of untouchable wealth. This is not fiction. This is not exaggeration. These coins exist. They are real. Collectors are fighting, competing, and bidding in today's auction market for them, and the prices they reach will leave you speechless. So stay with me, because in just a few moments, you're going to discover the secrets of these 3 ultra-rare Lincoln wheat cents, their incredible histories, their unique features, why collectors crave them like hidden treasure, and finally, the jaw-dropping market values that could make anyone rich overnight. Buckle up. This is not just a video, it's a revelation. Welcome to the top 3 ultra-rare and most valuable Lincoln wheat cents in today's auction market. Coin number 1. Let us begin our treasure hunt with one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in the United States. Numismatic history. The 1944 Lincoln wheat cent without any mint mark. At first glance, this coin may look ordinary. Copper in tone, worn through circulation, and carrying the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln that we all know so well. But behind its humble appearance lies a story that connects directly to one of the most important chapters of American history, the Second World War. In 1943, during the war, copper was needed for ammunition and military supplies, so the U.S. Mint made pennies out of steel coated with zinc. But when 1944 came around, the mint returned to copper. However, during this transitional period, something unusual happened. The mint struck certain Lincoln cents with unusual planches and error coins that slipped through the cracks of the system. Some were made on leftover steel blanks, and others, like the one we are focusing on today, were struck in copper but without the identifying mint mark. Now, why is this no mint mark so important? Because every mint mark is like a fingerprint. It tells us the birthplace of the coin. Without it, the coin immediately stands out as an anomaly, something out of the ordinary. And in the coin world, every anomaly has the potential to turn into treasure. Collectors look at the 1944 no mint mark cent not as just a coin, but as a survivor of history, a rare accident of the minting process, a ghostly relic that whispers of the chaos and transition of the 1940s. Its copper body, its classic wheat ears on the reverse, and its mysterious absence of a mint mark combine to make it one of the most hunted coins in the world. But what truly sets this coin apart is its rarity. You cannot just walk into your drawer of old pennies and expect to find one. These coins surface only in select auctions, only in moments when serious collectors are ready to battle with bids, and only when someone is willing to part with their most cherished possession. Even in circulated condition, which means it has traveled hand to hand across time, it still carries immense collector demand. And here is where your mind will be blown. Because despite being circulated, despite being worn, the year 1944 Lincoln wheat cent without mint mark has been valued in today's auction market at a staggering $145,000. Yes, you heard that right. One small cent. One tiny copper coin that could slip between your fingers is today worth more than a grand fortune. That's not just money, that is treasure. A fortune that grows more powerful every year because the market value of these coins is not standing still, it is increasing day by day. Imagine holding it. Imagine having a piece of American history in your palm that is valued at such a breathtaking price. This is not just a collectible, it is a golden key to wealth, a treasure chest condensed into one coin. For collectors, the tip is clear. Always examine your 1940s pennies carefully. Look for the absence of a mint mark. Study the details, compare with trusted references, and never ignore a coin that looks ordinary. Because as you've just seen, what appears ordinary can be a hidden fortune waiting for discovery. And as we conclude with this coin, remember, owning a 1944 no mint mark Lincoln wheat cent is not just having money in your pocket, it's like carrying a priceless relic of history, a treasure that future generations will fight to own. Next coin, number 2. Now, if you thought the first coin was astonishing, let me take you even deeper into the vault of America's hidden treasures. The second coin on our list carries a story so shocking, so unusual, that many people who first hear about it cannot even believe it exists. But it does. It's one of the most legendary coins in United States. History: the 1943 Lincoln Wheat Cent without a mint mark, shining with its silver-gray shade. At first glance, your eyes may tell you this is not even a penny. Its unusual silver color makes it look more like a dime. And that's where the story begins. Because in 1943, in the middle of World War II, the United States was facing a desperate need for copper. Every ounce of copper was being diverted to the war effort to build ammunition, shell casings, and the machinery of victory. The U.S. Mint was forced to make a bold and historic decision. Instead of copper, they struck the humble penny in steel, coated with zinc. That's why this coin gleams with its unusual silvery tone. It's a product of war, a reminder that even the smallest coin had to sacrifice its composition for the nation's survival. But here's where the suspense builds. Not every coin produced in 1943 followed this rule. Errors happened. Transitional planchets slipped into the presses. Some 1943 cents were accidentally struck on leftover copper blanks from 1942. And some, like the one we are focusing on today, came out without a mint mark, marking them forever as unusual, as different, as rare. This no mint mark feature is crucial, because when you look at coins, especially wartime issues, the mint mark is your guide. But with this coin, the absence of a mint mark and its steel-gray brilliance set it apart instantly in the eyes of collectors. It's a coin that doesn't just tell the story of 1943, it is the story of 1943, a year when America turned every resource toward the fight for freedom. Now, let's talk about why collectors crave this piece. Imagine owning a coin that represents not just numismatic rarity, but the nation's resilience during one of its darkest hours. The 1943 silver-shaded Lincoln Wheat Cent is a physical artifact of sacrifice, innovation, and history. Fine condition means it has survived decades of circulation but still holds its beauty, still carries its wartime silver-gray shine that makes it pop instantly from a pile of old copper coins. It's this combination of uniqueness, history, and visual appeal that makes collectors battle for it every time one comes to auction. And now, the revelation you have been waiting for. Brace yourself. Because while this coin may look small and simple, in today's auction market, the 1943 no mint mark silver shade Lincoln Wheat Cent in fine condition has been valued at a jaw-dropping $148,600. Yes, nearly $150,000 for a single penny. This is not a dream, it's reality. A coin that could easily go unnoticed in your grandfather's collection, a coin that once bought candy in the 1940s is today worth enough to feel like you've unlocked a treasure chest buried for centuries. This isn't just money, it's life-changing wealth condensed into one coin. And remember, its market value is climbing higher and higher as every year passes. Every auction sets new records. Every collector knows its worth will only rise with time. This is not fiction, this is truth. For collectors, the message is crystal clear. Never, ever underestimate the coins from the 1940s. Always check for the 1943 silvery shade. Always look for the missing mint mark. And always treat such a find like gold, because that's exactly what it is in today's market. To hold a 1943 Lincoln Wheat Cent without mint mark is to hold a treasure of war, a symbol of America's history, and a fortune in the palm of your hand. And remember, if you ever discover one, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a piece of living history that could make you richer overnight. Next, coin number 3. And now, my friends, we arrive at the third and final coin in today's lineup. A coin that proves something truly important, that rarity and treasure don't always hide only in the distant past, or in centuries-old coins from forgotten ages. Sometimes, a coin that looks fairly modern, one that you could easily mistake as common, turns out to be one of the most valuable pieces of treasure in the world of American numismatics. Yes, I am talking about the 1956 Lincoln Wheat Cent without a mint mark, in very fine condition. Now you might be wondering, 1956? That's not too long ago. Millions of Lincoln Wheat Cents were struck during the 1950s. And yes, you're right at face value. A 1956 penny is usually not considered rare. But here is where the hidden truth lies. The truth that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Because within those millions, a tiny fraction slipped out of the mint under circumstances that remain mysterious. Coins without a mint mark that somehow made it into circulation. And those few survivors are today viewed as priceless treasures. Let's step back into history for a moment. In 1956, America was riding a wave of prosperity. The war was behind, the economy was booming, and coins like the Lincoln wheat cent were part of everyday life. The coin itself was struck in 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, carrying the classic design we all know, the solemn profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, and the beautiful twin wheat stalks on the reverse. It was meant to be ordinary, a workhorse coin of the people. But what history tells us is that even in the most ordinary places, the rarest treasures are born. Now, let's focus on its unique features. Unlike its countless brothers and sisters that came out with mint marks showing their place of origin, this one came out bare. No mint mark. No clue to its birthplace. To a collector, that absence is not a flaw. It is the spark of mystery, the key that turns an ordinary cent into a legend. And in very fine condition, the coin shows just enough wear to prove its journey through history, but also enough sharpness and detail to stand tall as a proud collectible. Collectors know that rarity is the heartbeat of value. And when a coin like this surfaces, one that shouldn't even exist in its current form, the demand skyrockets instantly. Auction rooms heat up. Bids rise higher and higher. And what was once a humble penny becomes the centerpiece of a numismatic battle. And now comes the truth that will make your heart race. Because this 1956 Lincoln wheat cent without mint mark, in very fine condition, has achieved a market value in today's auction market of an absolutely staggering $125,800. Yes, over $125,000 for a penny that could easily slip past the eyes of someone who doesn't know what they're looking at. That's not small change. That's not ordinary money, that is treasure. A coin so valuable that owning it is like holding a piece of pure fortune, a financial crown jewel, a wealth that grows with every passing day. And don't doubt for a second the value of this coin is climbing steadily, year after year, because collectors will always chase rarity, and rarity never loses its shine. For collectors, here is the ultimate tip. Never dismiss the later date wheat cents as too common. Examine them carefully, because hidden among the common lies the rare. Look for the absence of a mint mark. Look for condition, detail, and preservation. What you think is a simple 1956 penny might actually be a six-figure treasure, waiting quietly in your collection. So when you hold this coin, remember you are not just holding a piece of copper. You're holding a time capsule of the 1950s, a reminder of American prosperity and a treasure worth more than most people ever imagine a penny could be. And with that, we complete today's journey through the top 3 ultra-rare and most valuable Lincoln wheat cents. Each of these coins carries history, rarity, and unbelievable value. Together, they show us one thing. Never underestimate the power of a penny, because sometimes the smallest coin carries the greatest fortune. Stay with me here on Hidden US Coins, your most trusted and faithful source for daily discoveries, fresh updates, and the truth about America's hidden treasures. Every day, I bring you new revelations, stories of coins that change lives, and secrets that the world of numismatics doesn't want you to miss. So if you haven't yet, subscribe, join this treasure hunting family, and never miss an update.